Washington.
This is Marty for here once again.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamarty4 here once again. Now I know I haven't been able to come and do a video in like a good solid fortnight, which is about 2 weeks. And just to keep, just to keep it short, honestly, y'all, I've been going in and out of the hospital, been getting poked and prodded 4 or 5 times. I had an MRI today on my knee. I have literally just been exhausted. And I wanted to come, but I just knew if I came on that camera, I was gonna sit here like a fucking zombie. And I tried to muster up the strength today. I almost didn't do it, but I was like, you know what? It's been like 2 weeks. I feel somewhat, lively today. So I'm gonna go ahead, do it for my people who subscribe to me, support your boy. So we're gonna sit here and talk about the love and hip hop hoes of scripted television. And in talking about this, I get to recap and maybe visit some things that happened over these couple episodes, because I've been watching now. I may not have been reviewing, but I have been watching. So this episode starts off with Kalina, well, basically where the last one episode with Kalina versus what's that irrelevant girl name from last season that we forgot about? Tammy. So, she walks inside the club trying to get another check from Mona Scott Young because, girl, is she pregnant yet? Because y'all know she was trying to have a baby, but that's neither here nor there. She walks into the club and walks up to Rashida and them trying to talk about, I heard you was talking about with my mother-in-law Deb, all sorts of crazy, this, that, and the fourth. Listen, let me tell y'all something. When I listened to that conversation between what Deb and Kalina had to say, maybe it's just me, maybe I just don't understand what necessarily the problem was, because I felt like Kalina was just asking like, okay, it's just like an interview. It's just like if you're trying to hire somebody, you want to know what have they done that's relevant so that they can help you and your company. I don't really necessarily feel like that was rude. I mean, it's just trying to be like, well, what was the last thing you've done? Because if you're like somebody and you haven't done anything in like 15, 20 years, it's like, well, how would working for you benefit my career? Like, I just felt like maybe she said it in a way that could have seemed offensive, but it seemed pretty direct to me. I don't necessarily see what the problem was. I wasn't following why Deb got so offended. Whatever. I just was confused at that. But here comes Tammy, with her little chihuahua barking looking ass, trying to start shit in the club. I'm like, girl, you didn't do a damn thing last season. And if you did do one last season, I forgot. Okay, so don't try to come up at the end of this season and try to turn up at your first scene. You're trying to make up for lost causes, bitch. It's not going to work. Not over here, it's not. But after the midst of that whole shit, after the smoke from that clears, Tammy goes and tells Rashida, well, after she would say, oh, well, she was saying all that stuff about my mother-in-law and da-da-da-da-da. And, I knew she was a snake in the grass because when she called me talking about you, Rashida was like, so she was like, what the fuck? She said, well, she was like, she was on our tour bus. She a bum ass bitch. She was selling CDs out my tour bus or some shit like that. And of course, Rashida was like, oh, really? I'm trying to be a real ass friend and you talking shit about me? Now, let me tell you one thing, Rashida. This is how I know you ain't no real ass friend, because even if some other bitch even if the other girl is your friend, if she tells you that you heard that she was talking shit about me and you just believe her and you don't even come to talk to me about it to even validate or even see like what that is, like you ain't no real friend, because you wouldn't have even given me the benefit of the doubt. If we real friends, I at least give my friend the benefit of the doubt and talk to them about if something was supposedly said about me, you know what I'm saying? But she was just like, oh, well, fuck it. And she just left out the club, didn't even see if Kalina was okay, and Kalina was feeling some sort of way about it. I'm like, shit, as she should, hell. Imani has her little 10th birthday. Imani does kind of look just like Erica with the whole facial thing going on. But she's having a little 10th birthday. Erica and Scrappy getting along. They throw her this little party and blah, blah, blah. And Bambi's over in the corner feeling some sort of way because Erica didn't want her to have anything to do with this party. planning or whatnot. And she's just wondering, like, do I want to be a part of this all the time? Like, I have to understand that, you know, this is their co-parenting opportunity and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I don't know if I just want that for my life. And I'm just like, girl, I know one thing. You ain't finna lead this check, though, because you ain't going to be bouncing from reality show to reality show, from Basketball Wild, Love Hip Hop Atlanta. Where you going to go next? Real Housewives? Like, oh, speaking of which, I'm going to veer off for like 5 seconds because of something I heard on a podcast. I heard rumor. So y'all know Fantasia just got married recently, okay? I heard rumor that Fantasia Barrino allegedly, reportedly, might be on the next season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now that's, hold up. I'm just like, girl, stay far, far away. Fantasia, girl, I know you've had your downs in your career, but baby, this is not a load that you need to take. This is not for people like you, baby, okay? You can still, you know, blow the house down. You are still, you know, performing to some degree, baby. You do not need to be on no reality show. And y'all know they're gonna meme the hell out of her every time she comes up on that confessional and says something, some grammar fuck up. Y'all know they're gonna do it. They're gonna be sitting there waiting with their phones on their screen, waiting to tap, 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 screen cap. It is gonna be on some bullshit. So Fantasia, stay far away from the Real Housewives franchise. Back to our regular scheduled program. Stevie J and Mimi are walking in the park and shit. And did y'all notice at the beginning of the scene, I forget what it was. I think, did Stevie say something about him being in the gym or looking good or something? Did y'all see that eye that Mimi gave him? She was like, you sure is looking good. That it, it was all in her body language. Girls, even after all this time, after all the bullshit, Mimi at the end of the day still wants the D. No matter what Stevie J does or says or anything of the matter, she wants that good old ding ding, and she can't even pretend to hide it. So they're talking about, basically, he's telling her about his plan to move to LA with Jocelyn because they want to do this whole movie bullshit. I'm like, is this Boda Scott's way of telling us that they're going to try to move Stevie J and Jocelyn to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood? If that's the case, y'all full of shit. Y'all are full of shit if y'all go try to move them from one franchise to the next. But either way as it goes, we move on to Carly Red and Cena. Okay. See, I already don't have as much energy as I would want to have, and I have to deal with these hoes. So, Cena walks her little ass up into Carly Red's empty ass Merci what's this shit called? Boutique store. Acting like she was talking to her assistant, who probably wasn't doing shit because wasn't a damn person up in there. Anywho, so she walks in and is just like, hi, how can I help you? And she's like, you don't know me? And I'm like, no. And she's like, no. I'm like, girl, you know that the Love and Hip Hop production crew is here. You know, ain't nobody up in this motherfucking store. You know you got dressed and told that you was going to film. Don't sit there and act like you surprised. Like, anyway. Excuse me. So she's like, I'm Jock's kid's mother. Like, you're the only mama. She was saying like she's the only mama. But anyway. And I'm the one who... What did she say? How is this thing going? I can't even go try to remember the story, but she was just saying how she and another bitch was pregnant with twins at the same time, and then he was fucking with you, and then he fucked with KD when he fucking with you, and she just pretty much laid the whole line down. And Carly Red, and this is where Carly Red, you know, just being a messy ass bitch, is gonna sit there and take it all up, get all mad all over again, and try to concoct some plan to get back at Jock. Now here's the thing. Bitch, you just said that, oh, you wasn't thinking about Jock in months, so you're allegedly over it. And I'm going to get into some other shit that she said. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But, so you're supposed to be over him, but then here comes this other bitch. Now, I don't know if I want to say understand why Cena is upset. Or I guess I see it more from her side because it's fresh. Like, she just freshly got dumped by Jock. And I'm just like, that whole thing that happened with Carly Red, I feel like if somebody came to me, and if I'm supposedly over an ex-lover of mine, and one of my exes comes to me and be like, we should go fuck this nigga up, we should go do this, that, and the fourth. If I'm over it, I'm gonna be like, why? Why would I even put energy into that? Like, is it supposed to be some revenge? Like, revenge for what? Like, it's done. Like, what do you even give a fuck at this point? Since you're supposedly happy now. So I'm just like, I don't understand that whole camaraderie. Like, I mean, I get why they could be, but I'm just like, and feel like in reality, if you're supposedly over somebody, then you just wouldn't put the effort into trying to get revenge months later, especially if you're happy now. I'll put it like that for now. I didn't understand that. I thought that was stupid. I thought they was both, like Ashley said, exhibiting bird bitch behavior. Because I just never really thought that Cena is pretty. Cena even got her own slow motion intro, her own VH1 slow motion intro as she was walking through the mall, and I was just like, bitch still busted. Sorry to say, girl. Moving right along. So Rashida and Kirk in the studio, she's sitting up there trying to bounce to some song I guess she made. I'm just like, oh, okay, it sounds like the typical ratchet trap thing by some, overage lady who hasn't let her youth go yet. But anyway, she gonna try to get in the confessional and talk about, hey, boss chicks and boss bitches, yeah, this may be your girl's retirement album. Is she saying it like it's some big announcement? I'm like, girl, if we're being 100%, 100, completely honest, I never knew that you debuted an album yet. I just thought you just released singles, Bubblegum and Legs to the Moon and some other shit, Marry Me, and I just thought you just released the songs to iTunes. I never knew you had a full LP available. So, I mean, any album that you put out is a retirement album for me, girl. I'm just saying what it is. And so here comes Kalina. She wanted to invite him to the studio to talk about what happened and all that shit. And she says, well, so you were saying something about me being a dumb bitch and blah, 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 blah. And Kalina was like, well, no, what I said was that you was selling CDs out my tour bus. And I'm just like, I don't really know who to believe because it sounds like it could have been, Tammy could have very easily, just because she doesn't like Kalina, been twisted her words and made it seem worse than what it probably was. But at the same time, for some reason in my head, I don't put it past Kalina just because I feel like at the time that she said that, she was, at a higher point in her career. She was touring with Dirty Money, so she probably was feeling herself and looking at Rashida like, bitch, who are you? So, I'm not going to put it past her, so I really can't say whether it's true or not. But they fought, they went out, they did all this whole hoorah, doo-dah, doo-dah, whatever. And Kalina leaves. So I guess that friendship is over. Stevie J is talking with this guy with this magazine, y'all. And, Scrappy comes up, and then, of course, y'all remember, I had forgotten all about that they fought the first season. You remember when they fought the first season? When I think, he had said something about Erica and her and Jocelyn got into it, so then Scrappy and Stevie J got into it. That was back when Love and Hip Hop had just started coming out, and everybody was just getting on to it. But anyway, so he's pretty much tells his idea that he wants to get back at Frico, as he calls him. So he says since Frico wanted to take advantage and eat off of his baby mama, he is going to go and try to exploit Margot, his wife. Well, ex-wife. So he said, I'm going to get this magazine. I'm going to be a partner owner of this magazine. I'm going to call her to be on the cover of this magazine. Then I'm going to show up. And then he's going to, it's going to be like, oh, peekaboo, bitch, you working for me. Like, I guess that was like supposed to be a way of getting back. But, I mean, when I think about it, I mean, I guess it's more supposed to be an attack on Nico more so than Margot, but if they're not, I mean, I guess since they're not together, I mean, I don't see, it just seems like petty. It just seems petty. Like, why would you even care if, I mean, even if it was Stevie J's thing, if you care about Margot and it's supposed to make her advance in her career, then I'd be like, well, shit, I don't give a fuck. It just seems like people just react in ways that don't seem real, or if they is real, like, really, y'all have to be doing this for cameras because this shit don't make no sense to be reacting. Whatever. I'll be here all night on that damn tangent. So he explains his plan to Scrappy, and Scrappy is just like, whoa, son, for real, smoking this big-ass cigar. And we move on to Tammy and Bambi. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about Bambi and her aspirations. Just to be completely honest, so we're just going to glide on over that. Because you have Tammy and Bambi, who are the two most irrelevant bitches on this show. So we're just going to move forward. Carly, Kalina, and Jocelyn are getting their toes done, it seems. And excuse me. So they're getting their toes done, and Kalina talks about the whole club situation and all that's going on with her. And honestly, I feel like she's repeated this like 3-4 times already in this same episode. So I'm like, anyway, girl. And Jocelyn tells her whole thing about her moving to LA and her and Stevie and blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, Mona, if you put them on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, I would be upset. Because they'll be like, what the fuck? Why would you take them out of Atlanta when they fit so perfectly? And then you're going to throw them into a cast who already has like 25 people in it. But anyway, this is what Carly Rae talks about, you know, I guess her and Cena and all that shit. And then she decides to drop a bomb that she's seeing Lyfe Jennings. Girl, who you think you fooling? Now, who you think you fooling? Because, now, Lyfe Jennings, I'm giving you the side eye because I hope you ain't coming up on here just to get a check because you ain't got no more money. Now, I'm telling you, Lyfe Jennings could sing. His debut album, everything. That man can write a song, and that man can sing some lyrics. So it sort of saddens me that not only did you decide to partake in the Love and Hip Hop franchise, you decided to take it to the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta franchise and then get with the messiest bitch on the show. And I guess it has to have some truth to it because he's in the next, the previews for the next episode. I'm just like, oh God. But at least I get to hear him talk because he can. Glory. So I'm just like, Carly Rae and Lyfe Jennings, does that even make sense? Like when I think about it, it doesn't even compute. I don't know. Anywho, moving right along. Damn, is it done? Oh shit. Stevie J, Margot, and Nico, that whole thing, they was just like, okay, basically, this is stupid. What are you doing here? You don't really know him, like blah 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 blah. And then this is the thing I want to talk about this scene. Margot wanted to be paid $10,000 to be on this magazine cover. I'm like, bitch, we don't even, at this point, know too much of who you are. You came from New York, spread a couple rumors about Mimi, and sang one song at karaoke night, and you expect us to pay you $10,000 to do a magazine cover that nobody's even heard of? Girl, if you don't have several seats. I was with Stevie. I'm about to say, you need to knock a couple zeros off of that. Shit, $100, $10,000. What the fuck? Not the girl. Anywho, $10,000, bitch. Margot, girl, this is your first season. You're the first few episodes, and you want 10. Oh, bless her, Lord. Just bless her. And then we get to Carly's event with KD versus Cena and the other bird bitch. I'm gonna say it like this. When it comes to these other girls, I find myself siding with KD more. And I know I don't generally like her, but it just seems like I just pick her over those other bitches. Just because it doesn't make sense for y'all to try to get revenge on a bitch who didn't do anything more than what the fuck y'all did. Y'all met a man, y'all knew he had other bitches, but you fucked him anyway. So why are you mad at the next bitch? Why are you mad at her because he chose to be with her? So it seems like, to me, y'all issue should be with Jock. Jock is the one who fucked around on y'all. KD was the one Katie told you, Carly Red, that he was fucking her every night. And Cena, he came to you just like, hey, I'm gonna ride it out with KD. Like, why are y'all mad at her? Like, I mean, I understand that, you know, if she knew that was your man, then whatever. But I'm just saying, y'all know y'all sharing this man. Like, why is y'all issue with the next bitch? Get with the actual dude. That's the problem. Girl. So, but I feel like KD could hold her own. I feel like if in a one-on-one, KD could take their asses. But that's just me, because they don't seem like they about that life. Carly about that drink throwing shit, and Cena is about that all bark and no bite. She like to throw tantrums when people can hold her back. But that's just my opinion, y'all. But that was this episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I think this is episode, what, 13, 14? 12, 11, 13, 14, y'all? I don't know. Yeah. And yeah, that's the episode. So thank you guys so much for being patient with me. I'm going to try and get back to it. But should I not be able to keep it up on a schedule like I want to, I hope you guys are able to understand. But make sure you guys follow me, because I'm not as active on Twitter and Instagram like I used to, but I am more active on Snapchat. Make sure you guys follow my Snapchat. It's going to be in the description below. And snap me, and I'll be able to follow you guys back. And thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington, Washington, Washington.